So in she comes with just her father with her. This humbleness proceeds not from your heart. Why? You are a queen yourself in your own thoughts. The Admiral's wife of France cannot be less. You have not state enough. You should not move without a train of friends and servants.
There is some mystery within your language, madam. I would hope you have more charity than to imagine my present condition worth your triumph, in which I am not so lost, but I have some friends and servants with proportion to my lord's fortune, but none within the list of those that obey me can be more ready to express their duties than my heart to serve your just commands.
Then pride will ebb, I see. There is no constant flood of state and greatness. The prodigy is ceasing when your lord comes to the balance. He whose blazing fires shot wonders through the kingdom will discover what slying and corrupted matter fed him.
My lord?
Your high and mighty justicer, the man of conscience, the oracle of state, whose honourable titles would crack an elephant's back, is now turned mortal, must pass examination and the test of law, have all his offices ripped up, and his corrupt soul laid open to the subjects, his bribes, oppressions, and close sins that made so many groan and curse him, shall now find their just reward, and all that love their country bless heaven and the king's justice for removing such a devouring monster.
Sir, your pardon. Madam, you are the queen, she is my daughter, and he that you have charactered, so monstrous, my son-in-law, now gone to be arraigned. The king is just and a good man, but it does not add to the graces of your royal person to tread upon a lady thus dejected by her own grief, her lord's not yet found guilty, much less condemned, though you have pleased to execute him.
What saucy fellow's this?
I must confess I am a man out of this element, no courtier, yet I am a gentleman that dare speak honest truth to the queen's ear, a duty every subject would not pay you, and justify it to all the world. There's nothing doth more eclipse the honours of our soul than an ill-grounded and ill-followed passion, let fly with noise, and licence against those whose hearts before are bleeding.
Brave old man.
'Cause you are a queen to trample o'er a woman, whose tongue and faculties are all tied up. Strike out a lion's teeth and pare his claws, and then a dwarf may pluck him by the beard. That 'tis a gay victory.
Did you hear, my lord?
I have done.
And it concerns me to begin. I have not made this pause through servile fear or guilty apprehension of your rage, but with just wonder of the heats and wildness has prepossessed your nature against our innocence. You are my queen. Unto that title bows the humblest knees in France, my heart made lower with my obedience and prostrate duty. Nor have I powers created for my use, when just commands of you expect their service. But were you queen of all the world, or something to be thought greater betwixt heaven and us, that I could reach you with my eyes and voice, I would shoot both up in defence of my abused honour, and stand all your lightning.
So brave,
So just and boldly innocent, I cannot fear, armed with a noble conscience, the tempest of your frown, were it more frightful than every fury made a woman's anger, prepared to kill with death's most horrid ceremony. Yet with what freedom of my soul I can forgive your accusation of my pride.
forgive? What insolence is like this language? Can any action of ours be capable of thy forgiveness? Dust! How I despise thee. Can we sin to be object of thy mercy?
Yes, and have done already, and no stain to your greatness, madam. 'Tis my charity I can remit. When sovereign princes dare do injury to those that live beneath them, they turn worth pity and their prayers, and 'tis in the free power of those whom they oppress to pardon them. Each soul has a prerogative and privilege royal that was signed by heaven. But though i' the knowledge of my disposition stranger to pride, and what you charge me with, I can forgive the injustice done to me, and strike at my person, I have no commission from my lord to clear you for the wrongs you have done him, and still be pardoned the wounding of his loyalty, with which life can hold no balance, I must talk just boldness to say.
No more. Now I must tell you, daughter, lest you forget yourself, she is the queen, and it becomes not you to vie with her passion for passion. If your lord stand fast to the full search of law, heaven will revenge him and give him up precious to good men's loves. If you attempt by these unruly ways to vindicate his justice, I'm against you. Dear as I wish your husband's life and fame, suffer are bound to suffer, not contest with princes, since their will and acts must be accounted one day to a judge supreme.
I had done. If the devotion to my lord or piety to his innocence have led me beyond the awful limits to be observed by one so much beneath your sacred person, I thus low crave your royal pardon, madam. I know you will remember in your goodness my life-blood is concerned, while his least veins shall run black and polluted, my heart fed with what keeps him alive. Nor can there be a greater wound than that which strikes the life of our good name, so much above the bleeding of this rude pile we carry, as the soul hath excellence above this earth-born frailty. My lord, but the king's will is led already to a severe arraignment, and to judges will make no tender search into his tract of life and state. Stay but a little while, and France shall echo to his shame or innocence. That suit I beg with tears. I shall have sorrow enough to hear him censured foul and monstrous, should you forbear to antedate my sufferings.
Your conscience comes about, and you incline to fear he may be worth the law's condemning.
I sooner will suspect the stars may lose their way, and crystal heaven return to chaos. Truth sits not on her square more firm than he. Yet let me tell you, madam, were his life and actions so foul as you have charactered, and the bad world expects, though as a wife to a duty I should weep myself to death, to know him fallen from virtue, yet so much I, a frail woman, love my king and country, I should condemn him too, and think all honours the price of his lost faith more fatal to me than Cleopatra's asps warm in my bosom, and as much boast their killing.
This declares another soul was delivered me. My anger melts, and I begin to pity her. How much a prince's ear may be abused. Enjoy your happy confidence. At more leisure you may hear from us.
Heaven preserve the queen, and may her heart be charitable.
You bless and honour your unworthy servant.
My lord, did you observe this?
Yes, great madam, and read a noble spirit, which becomes the wife of Chabot. Their great tie of marriage is not more strong upon them than their virtues.
That your opinion? I thought your judgment against the Admiral. Do you think him honest?
Religiously a true, most zealous patriot, and worth all royal favour.
You amaze me. Can you be just yourself, then, and advance your powers against him?
Such a will be far from Montmorency. Pioneers of state have left no art to gain me to their faction, and 'tis my misery to be placed in such a sphere where I am whirled by violence of a fierce and raging motion, and not what my own will would incline me. I shall make this appear, madam, if you please to second my free speech with the king.
Good heaven protect all. Haste to the king. Justice her swift wing needs. 'Tis high time to be good when virtue bleeds.